All information contained in this podcast is general in nature and does not consider your individual circumstances. You should consider the appropriateness of this information with regards to your individual objectives, financial situation, and needs. Welcome to Sharing More Than the Sheets, a podcast to help you and your partner make better financial and lifestyle decisions so that you can both focus on the things that you love. I'm your host, Michael Curry, financial planner, green thumb, husband, and just dad. This segment is called Michael's Magic Moment. It's my opportunity to play a little snippet from one of our previous episodes, which resonated with our listeners, that I received feedback from, or I felt really had an impact on some people's lives. Hope you enjoy it. So today we're going back to an episode where I talk about why we need a budget. Why does somebody need a budget? And I get people regularly telling me that they don't feel like they need a budget, or they feel like they've done it and it hasn't worked and it's garbage, or it's for those that don't have any money, or it's for those that have money. I've heard everything. And I can tell you now that we all need to budget. We all need to have some sort of structure. If elite athletes need structure in their life, we need structure in our lives, including our money. And there are different ways to approach these things. There's different people you can talk to, different help that you can get. But as a financial advisor that talks to couples all the time, I can tell you now there are some very, very significant benefits when it comes to having structure and having a budget. So as we talk about why you need a budget, what are the main reasons, what are the benefits, this is a very quick one. Feel free to touch base if you want to have a chat, and please forward it on to someone, maybe your partner, friend, family member, someone that you think needs to listen to this, because I can tell you now, we all need to do it. Whether you're not earning much money or whether you're earning a pretty decent income, you need to have some sort of structure, and you need to know why you're doing what you're doing. And there's always ways to make it better. So I hope you enjoy. When you have a structure in place, you essentially, you're giving yourself the ability to spend, or permission to spend money and to save. And the reason I say that is because some people feel so tight financially, they don't know what they can and can't spend their money on, because they'll, for example, spend money on something and then regret it 2 weeks later because some bills will be due and there's no money available for those bills. And that creates this sense of of just being too shy to spend money, or not feeling confident to spend money, and I've seen so many situations where someone will tell me that they, the times that they have gone out and spent money on something, they've been burnt, and they suddenly creates this sense of fear around spending money. But if you essentially have control and you have structure, then you know how much you can spend and you can confidently do it, or you know how much you can save and you can confidently do it. Budgeting will help you reach your money goals as well, because as I said, once you know how much is you're spending, how much is coming in, how cash flow is moving around in your life, you are a lot more likely to achieve your goals, because A, you can plan them easier, whether you do it with a financial advisor or whether you do it yourself. And secondly, you're able to know when you're going to be achieving certain goals, or you'll at least have a better idea, because if you know how much you're constantly saving every week or every month, it's a lot easier to work out when you'll have, $5,000 for that holiday, or $50,000 for that house deposit, or whatever it may be. The other thing as well is when you have structure, when you have a plan in place, you have peace, you have there's less anxiety around money, because you feel, going back to my other points, you feel in control. You feel that there is you can plan things. And when that happens, suddenly this anxiety that money causes reduces in most cases. Now, obviously, everyone has different levels of emotion when it comes to money, but a lot of the times there is anxiety around money because someone doesn't feel in control, and that they feel that they don't understand their financial situation and what's going on. As an advisor, this is what we help with. Apart from putting a budget together, a lot of it is that behavioral coaching and discussions and trying to identify certain triggers that can cause certain issues, even in those that are very financially comfortable, and they just know that they can be doing better, or they should be doing better. having a financial advisor really helps on this side of things, because you cannot put a price on being able to sleep at night and having that financial peace. The last reason that all of us should have a budget is to have accountability. When you have structure, when you know how much should be going into what account at what point and why, it creates this level of accountability to yourself, between you and your partner, and between you and your financial advisor, because you are then able to all be on the same page and you're all singing the same song. Novak Djokovic, one of the world's best, if not the best tennis player, I'm sure he has structure in the way he does his training. And I'm sure if he misses a session of training, there's that instant accountability, because he'll know he's dropped the ball. His coach will know he's dropped the ball. Whoever was meant to be with him at that coaching session is going to know he dropped the ball. And suddenly, there's accountability and is less likely to miss a training session. Whereas if he didn't have structure in the way that he trained during the week, well, he may not turn up to a session. He might turn up to more sessions on one day than others. He may not even turn up one day at all. And no one's really going to know. As far as everyone's concerned, he's training. He's doing, some training and he's improving. But is he? And this is where having structure helps, because money is exactly the same thing. Without that accountability, managing money is nothing. Whether it's accountability with yourself, whether it's accountability between you and your partner, or as I said, you and your financial advisor, having that accountability makes such a difference. This is a big role that we play as advisors in someone's life, because the idea of doing a review every 12 months, checking in regularly, being available for phone calls, all that creates an extra layer of accountability, because you're talking about it. You've got someone asking questions. You've got someone to call if something happens. So it's probably one of the most underrated benefits of having a budget. Thanks for joining us on Sharing More Than the Sheets. Please make sure you subscribe to be updated with future episode releases, and feel free to share this episode with any friends or family that you think it might benefit. Please visit us at sharingmorethanthesheets.com.au to submit questions or requests for future podcast topics. These podcasts have been brought to you by Better Financial Planning Australia. To book a 15-minute phone chat, visit betterfinancialplanning.com.au.